Before we get into the video, let's look at some of Suarez's worst moments. All of those incidents are bad for their own reasons and should definitely be condemned simply for how shameful they are, but they all share something in common. They all came from a place of trying to gain a competitive advantage, or an edge as some people might call it. Even if Suarez wasn't one of my favorite players in the world, even if he hadn't won so many trophies and scored so many memorable goals, and even if he hadn't played for Liverpool, I'd still have incredible respect for the sheer lengths he's willing to go to ensure that his team wins. It's probably his strongest trait besides his actual football talent. The way he pleads to the ref for even the most insignificant things in a match, the way he exaggerates the slightest bit of contact, and the way he's willing to play on the edge of a booking, just things that make him the phenomenal player that he is, are also the reason he's seen as such a villain in football. The problem is that in football, if you're not the gentleman and always behaving like you're afraid of some bad press, you automatically become public enemy number one. If Suarez was in the NBA or, the NFL, or any other more accepting league of competitive drive and do whatever it takes sort of ambition, then you would definitely get praised for his actions, but unfortunately for him, most people in the football world just see it differently. Luis Suarez also has the unique ability to make the fans of whichever team he plays for look past his antics or even defend them. That's something I've only seen Jose Mourinho do better, and it's a characteristic of a great villain. In the game that Suarez beat Ivanovic whilst at Liverpool, he assisted the first goal and scored the second. And as a Liverpool fan, there was no part of me that was even willing to even entertain the idea that he had done something wrong. And that's even taking into account that he conceded a penalty that day. That's very powerful. A player like Suarez is only able to become a villainous figure if, at any given time, he has a group of fans willing to justify whatever he does. In every country he's played in, he's quickly earned a bad reputation, but the fact that the fans get to see him perform the way he does every week means that he's always able to build up some goodwill that makes fans willing to turn a blind eye. It wasn't until Liverpool played against Barcelona in the semi-final of the Champions League that I actually had to consciously admit that Suarez's behavior swings between annoying at best and disgraceful at worst. That's what makes him such an enigma for football fans. You love him in your team, but as soon as you can see a clearer picture, you get a better idea of the sort of player he is. Lastly, and most importantly, Suarez is an incredible player, simple as that. As far as football goes, that's a very valuable currency. The level of audacity to score this goal against Stoke, or this goal against Norwich, just makes you forget all the bullshit and the nonsense and appreciate the genius. And it's not just the goals he scores either, it's the attempts. Even if he doesn't pull something off, you're forced to take a step back and admire just how Suarez approaches the game. That's the thing with Suarez, he's constant. He's always trying something outrageous when he has the ball, and a lot of the time he pulls it off. And when he doesn't have it, he kills himself to get it. The moments of madness that give him the reputation that he has come in little spurts in between all of this. Basically, you can't take your eyes off of him. To paraphrase a saying that Man United fans love to parrot, you either love him or you hate him, but you just can't ignore him. That's what makes Suarez the perfect villain for me. He gives you a good reason to hate him, but he gives you a million more to love him.
Yeah. Striker. Right now, the best striker in the world, striker in it, it has to be Luis Suarez. We're talking about He has everything. He's in your face. He's arrogant in a good way. He can score goals, he can volley it, he can score headers, he can score free kick. He has that vicious part. I won't call it cheating. You know, he has that vicious.
He knows his way to get where he wants to go.
If he has to score a goal in a malicious way, he will. If he has to humiliate you, he will. And we've seen it.